We've got Dupree, we've got Zipnix,
We got
Cajun
Danes.
B, we've got Device.
We got Danes
got
riding in
Carrigan.
on horses with big swords.
I mean, these guys are all pretty badass. So Virtus.Pro, I think, will have a harder time.
Oh, he's got the Ebola knife by Ali.
But what is your prediction, James?
So what's other maps there?
You know what? We're into this. We're into this. We don't have time for predictions. We're into this round. Let's
What's
do
are the
this.
3 maps? Nuke, Mirage, and Cash. Okay, we'll get back. I'll get back to you on that one.
All right. So Virtus.Pro just playing a starting CT side against flip side. Only picking up 11 rounds. Proved not necessarily to be enough as a close call, but in comes a quick push into lower site now. TSM in with some good entries, but looks like they are being halted, and even worse for them, Pasha dropping in from the back. The bomb is down in the open, and we do have Carrigan who's made his way into the control room, but he's alone against 3 players. Pops off Taz's head. He's got 2 more left to find though, Pasha and Bialy. Gets a nice tag there onto Pasha. Carrigan might just be able to pull this clutch off. He's got time. He's got 2 players on either side looking for some good angles. Bialy now behind cover, looking for some good shots. And so far, so good here. Play the time, and there you go. Finally, we'll spray him down with the pistol. And we do have Virtus.Pro on the pistol round victory, which will give them a really nice start into this one. And this is not the start that Flipside had. Flipside actually managed to win their T side pistol round, and they then got 3 rounds, of course, and then they managed to pick up 4 rounds in total. So this definitely doesn't bode well for TSM.
On top of this, I think we need to bear in mind that Virtus.Pro just played Nuke. They just had a long set. I mean, you might want to argue fatigue. I don't know how many. Oh, well. Device, please. That's dangerous.
I don't want to think about fatigue. I don't think fatigue is a good thing to factor in, James. They're professionals. They're nerds.
I was going to say, I wonder how many
Nerds
maps.
for hire.
How many maps bring fatigue? But never mind that. That's another question.
Yeah, I mean, they've been
For a separate time.
essentially playing and focusing for about 3 hours already.
If anything, they're in the zone.
And so far cleaning up quite
Neo
well.
is in the radio with that UMP. Oh, runs out of bullets almost. He had 5 in the chamber, but he got out of there. Didn't want to engage with low stock. So Dupree for the FAMAS, I think may try for a save here.
That's actually quite awesome of Dupree to actually throw the FAMAS away.
I thought
love this man.
I thought it was weird that I thought 45 seconds. Is he going for the save? But
Yeah,
he's throwing away a primary rifle. Look at the remaining guns on the CT side. You'll see
Two
why.
of them will be forced to upgrade their weapons. The UMP and the P90. I mean, they could stay with them, but it's kind of risky because, of course, you know, the UMP and the P90 are not going to perform super well against AKs. So they're going to keep them for now. But yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit of it's just a nice little play there. You can see that Pasha's on a PT50. He's not deemed it worthy to buy up an SMG because it will only be, you know, useful for a round. So he's going to stay on the PT50 for now. And of course, he also is going to be wanting to probably pick up an AWP. We saw him AWPing very well. In fact, Pasha's been beasting all night. He's been the MVP of his team in the matches that they have played so far. And
Pasha's been playing pretty strongly in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'd say.
yeah, yeah.
You can see the. I think that wasn't Pasha. There was someone on site there for Virtus.Pro, just shooting all the glass in case the TSM team are going for a set play. That includes nades that land depending on glass being smashed through the roof. So preemptive play there by Virtus.Pro. And the push is going to come onto the A-bomb site. So far, it's not going too bad for Virtus.Pro. 4 frags, only Zipnix remains. Only 1 frag so far for Team Solo Mid. So minimal damage done there on the Virtus.Pro side, which is also good for their CT. Won't have to rebuy too many armors. But the guns will have to be upgraded after all.
Yeah, so just going to get rid of those SMGs now. I really don't think Taz... Is he going to hold on to the P90? He actually is. So let's have a look and see what Taz is playing. If he's got a position that justifies that, then it can make sense. And Snacks is also on a Scout. So FAMAS, P90 and Scout. These are 3 weaknesses against the AKs. So we'll have to see if it can work out for them. Taz playing close to the hut at the moment. So he will be finding those headshots very quickly if they do challenge him, though.
Yeah, he's playing the anti-rush position here on the A-bomb site, so that is viable in the short term at least with the P90.
And TSM are essentially going, it seems like they have this approach where they want to smoke outside every single round, but their smokes are actually off there. So that's actually a huge error, because now Patch is like, well, there's no one there. So that's going to not done its job, and they're going to go for the push in regardless. Looking pretty good though, Bialy picking up 2 there with the FAMAS, and they do have the bomb under control. 2 versus 3 though, 2 AKs still in play. Zipnix and Device left over, now just Zipnix in a 1-on-3, and he does get eliminated. So good hold there from Virtus.Pro, only losing 2 players. They're going to feel really happy about that, to be honest.
3 upgrades as well, 2 AKs.
And their money's going to continue to grow with that. Had they lost 3 or more, then they're going to start being on a net loss. So good stuff for them. Virtus.Pro 4-0, and again, you know, getting these T rounds is so hard. It seemed for flip side, you know, incredibly difficult. They got really close, but only 1 round was really won from their buys. Oh, that nade was really nice. And TSM going to go in now with the pistols. And KJB picks up a fragment of snags. And this is one of those teams that, you know, you do really have to worry about when they're on these pistol buys, because they can really do some damage. Their aim is so insane. But Virtus.Pro only going to lose 2 players so far. But that's a good result, I would say, for TSM. I think they did a pretty good job in that round there, getting 2 kills.
I had a short conversation on Twitter with Vendetta, because when I commented that I think the Tech 9 has too many buttons, too many bullets in a clip, he said it wasn't the problem.
Spread is the
and of course thing. It's not the problem, but I do think it is a problem in that there's a dynamic with the pistols where you have to reload and take cover, but you don't really have that with the Tech 9 because it's got 32 bullets.
I would nerf the running spread myself. That's where I would go with it, but we do have the push outside there from Virtus.Pro. Going to be able to pick up some frags. And the challenge onto ramp is actually going to be won here by Team Solo Mid, as Virtus.Pro, despite winning the outside battles, didn't have the resources to effectively keep hold of ramp for now. So we do have Carrigan there, just waiting. And Taz is going to actually go and approach him. And there it is, does take the frag. Carrigan not ready for that, as we do have Dupree now. Last man standing. He's got, of course, player on the site to deal with, and quite quick enough. Virtus.Pro pick up 6, and you can really see how important that pistol round is. It's so crippling to lose that as a tease.
Yeah. I do agree with the spread thing, but I also think that maybe the clip size is overshadowed by the other problems with the gun, and I do think that needs to be taken into consideration as well, because it's just constant non-stop pressure that we may see from Device here, as he is running with only a Tech 9.
A fast push here onto the upper bomb site from Team Solo Mid, looking for those quick frags, but good counter grenades coming in from Virtus.Pro, going to give them 3 quick kills. In comes Pasha, eliminated immediately by Device, and he's the only man standing now for TSM. This is Danish lineup, try to see what they can get done, and it's been a lot of damage, but this is let's quickly check the money here for Virtus.Pro, and yeah, you can see the damage that they've been consistently sustaining. Only Bialy's got much money, and because he's only died once. So TSM are wearing away their economy despite not winning the rounds. This is going to be another big round for TSM, even if they lose it, but Device going to be looking for a quick headshot to put this into a series of one-on-ones. Now, if you can find that, there is hope for this round to be won by TSM, but he does get spotted by Neo, and Virtus.Pro take another round. So now we go into the next one, and we get the buys coming in, drops coming in. And there you go. The money looking pretty shaky for Virtus.Pro, but TSM continue unable to close the rounds in which they have these close results.
Oh, forgot that was a smoke grenade. That's not fixed yet, is it?
No, I don't think so. I'm afraid. I'm really afraid. No, it hasn't been fixed. I'm really afraid of doing that. So I just go old school now. If I really want to follow the smoke, I go old school. I just follow it with the
third person?
Yeah, the free cam. But again, we have the outside smokes. TSM throwing these very often, even showing that they are going to throw those in rounds in which they're not going outside. However, they don't have perfect smokes. We've seen gaps in them, so gotta be careful to avoid that.
We're seeing so many failed nades at the moment. Failed HEs, failed smokes. There's another one. Oh, nice positioning there by Cajun B. Getting a blind spot onto Snacks. Snacks pushing too far, trying to find information from Secret, and he gets punished for his seek of information. You can see Team Solo Mid have control of control. And now they will try to plant the bomb. However, Bialy is on the site, gets one down. That's the information for Virtus.Pro as well. Look at the crossfire here from Virtus.Pro. Taz coming out of the vents. Also got a teammate on ramp. Even if he goes down here, they'll have difficulty planting the bomb. However, that's going to change things. Pasha's win a 1v2 with a AWP, but this is not going to be an ideal situation. Looking at the areas they've cleaned out already, they have to expect he's going to be there. Although he has revealed himself with the shots.
Oh, Pasha not looking the right way. And I almost expected Pasha to pull it off. He's been really clutch. He's been really on point. But the first sign of weakness is going to be the first round for Team Solo Mid. As look at that. The money for Virtus.Pro, where is it? It's nowhere to be seen. It's all been used up. They don't even have a lot of grenades. So TSM could string together some rounds here. If they're able to win this one, they'll get themselves. They should get themselves up to 3, but it's all going to start here.
Device's AK is called Street Sweeper. I wonder if that's a rap reference.
I don't know.
Did you listen to mixtapes back in the day?
No.
You don't look like a man who did. I got to be honest.
Actually, I know a lot about hip hop and rap.
The drama king.
And electronic music of all kinds, and classical music. Anyway,
I respect that.
Look
at Pasha's position. Look at Pasha's position.
He's been so good in these aggressions, but this time they expect it. It's the first time it's not really paying off for Virtus.Pro. It's been a play they have been relying upon, but look at the spam going through as well. It's going to send Virtus.Pro down as they also are afraid of the secret take. And there it is. A few players dropping down, but they, again, don't have to commit to this. Can just try to take some map control, force CTs out, maybe get a kill on the Snacks, and then just hold that position. But there's the bomb spotted. That's going to tell Virtus.Pro a lot about what's happening. And Zipnix, the lurker, has a lot of work to do. He's going to find his one-on-one. He goes down. That's huge. Neo now making it so that TSM, the only hope that they have is in the players. The one that they have on vent and the 2 that they have in long, in the control room area.
Did Snacks just tag one of them through the door?
I don't know, but he's
kill on the fence. Look at the positioning here from Virtus.Pro. It's really nice play from both teams actually, but we'll get into that in a bit. This is going to be difficult now. Device versus 3, he has to save here. Gets another free kill afterwards. But you know, TSM are doing really well in how they are positioning themselves before they go onto the B bomb site. They're making sure they have complete control of control. I can't think of a better word than to say control of control. I could say presence in control.
Control of control room.
But Virtus.Pro are reacting well as well. This is just not going well, is it? So, and again, wow. Okay, so you can see...
Just stop talking, Jace.
Taz, that one round, Taz was in the vents. You had Pasha on the ramp as well for the crossfire. And that was after, I think, Snacks had gone down, after pushing Secret as well. So both teams are playing it well. Virtus.Pro getting the upper edge on the CT favoured map. But,
yeah. And you know, we already covered how huge that round was as well, because every single round on this map is very important for the T's. It has a big impact on how the game plays out, and for them to avoid losing 2 up to the T's by winning that last round, despite being definitely not favoured with what the buy was looking like, is certainly a really big moment for them. Here they go with their pistols, trying to wrap around the outside. You can see how they are covering for the AWP, trying to get the shots baited out so the AWP can peek and finish them off. And Device is still AWPing for them. Looks like Carrigan going to go down now. Device was not in position to deal with him.
The sight of the bomb as well. Bomb is on the floor. They're going to have to retrieve it.
And really, Cajun B, if he can bait players out so that Device can kill them just like that, that is ideal. And Device goes down at the end as well. Saving that AWP, then he killed 2 players. They would have liked to have killed at least 3 or 4 there to really get that economic damage in. But we can see how costly it already is for Virtus.Pro. And if TSM are able to win the next round or the following one, they are going to be putting Virtus.Pro again in that similar spot. The problem is they're running out of rounds to do it in. So we're already into the 11th round here. So TSM, if they don't pick up that 3rd or 4th rounds by then, you're definitely going to be facing very hard times. So Snacks is just on CT Red, looking for some information here. He's not committed at all into taking fights or defending. Just there to pick up the information for his team.
It's interesting that this time it was TSM who shot the glass. I wonder if that's for a particular setup or if he's just trying to bait more Polish players into occupying the A site, maybe making someone rotate from outside, who knows. Just raising questions, keeping them on their toes. Forcing the IGL to make multiple calls, but the nades are going to come out for outside. Wondering where that one is going. Is that towards Secret? It looks fairly... oh, is he bouncing it off into the bomb site, actually? I think that's what is going on. Indeed it is. Alright, see how this push goes.
Has on the he's ready to receive this push in an excellent position, but Zipnik spins around with the spray, takes him out. Now Bialy gets eliminated by main. It's looking terrible here for Virtus.Pro. Bombs just soon go down, and there it is. TSM, they crush through the defense. Great upper take there from them, and I do wonder if they're not just going to say, you know what, guys? Next spy round of Virtus.Pro, let's just do that again. Because now they're going to be up against a pistol round. Now, this could be one of those spots where they may not have read the money incredibly well of Virtus.Pro. But Virtus.Pro are actually going to force... Or, yeah, they're forcing up the buy.
I think that's smoke from Karrigan. They either went to the right-hand side of Silo or CT Vent. I'm not sure which... I think it might be right-hand side of Silo, actually. It's kind of interesting, but got trades coming in already. And the CTs with 2 scouts and 2 pistols may be able to pick up a rifle here once they find out where these Ts are. I think it was probably lost around the ramp or radio area, so we'll keep an eye on the board here and see if it's picked up. Pasha picks up the M4.
It's interesting now because I think they did that probably because they felt like they had to eco twice anyway, and TSM cleaning up pretty easily here actually, and so they're going to be able to get those rounds on the board that they needed. Max trying to put some extra damage in at the end. Does get some tags, but surely he can't stay alive much longer. Somehow he is still alive and kicking, just being a complete nuisance. And Device should be able to finish him, but no, he does escape. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Last bullet on the wall bang will take him out. So, yeah, interesting stuff there from Virtus.Pro. I'm still... Did they need to buy that? Couldn't they have just ecoed and then be able to buy now? I know that they just lost, so they'd be on 1400 from losing, but I didn't see the money that they had before. So, because if they're all... But anyway...
I'm glad that this is the first map and not the last map of the 3. Because if anything, you definitely don't want it to be the first one. I mean the last, sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because as a decider,
it's also a great map for these 2 teams because
they've got 3 people on ramp actually. Virtus.Pro, worth mentioning that.
Both teams are really good nuke teams. 2 of the best nuke teams in the world.
Look at that setup. Neo in the Shinobi position, been playing on his Nintendo. Let's get a frag as well. That P250, lovely stuff. 1 dead for either team, and you kind of have to favour Virtus.Pro as you do expect them to lose it anyway. So the more kills they can get, the better.
And they are going to go back into the upper site. They're looking good against this this round of Virtus.Pro. Done decent damage, but it's 3 men left now for Team Solo Mid, and Snacks has got nothing to really finish them off with, just a USP. And,
yeah, I think he might be trying to get a gun, potentially, or at least upgrade his pistol. Yeah, he's looking for guns at the moment. Even if he could pick up Neo's P250, it would be put him in a better situation, although it would reveal his position as well. But there we go. 2 people dead. Not bad for the investment made.
Yeah, and TSM, because of the 2 really weak buys, get themselves 2 extra rounds on the board, and they're now at 4. So they've done enough. They have done enough. Everything on top of this is just going to be a bonus. It's going to feel better, and they are in a better position as far as the nades go. Are they going to go for a fast play again? It looks like they're doing just that, barreling into the site through Squeaky, and we got Cajun B already taking down 1. Dupree with 2, Zipnix with 1 as well, and this is a complete annihilation of the Virtus.Pro squad.
That was a massive disaster on the A site actually, because there was a bit of a traffic jam between 2 CTs. One was trying to hide around the corner from Silo while the other one was in front of him trying to back up maybe trying to engage an enemy, and they both got killed, basically shot in the back of the head. So that did not go well for them at all. That was a veritable disaster for the Virtus.Pro side. And Team Solo Mid, after, I think it was 6-0, 7-0 now, they've got 5 rounds on the board.
Yeah, definitely. I just keep thinking about that one weird buy. I don't know what their money was like to understand why they made the decision, but yeah.
2 scouts on Nuke is a weird one to me.
Yeah.
Because if there aren't that many places where you can abuse the range or jump behind boxes and do things that break intuition.
Either way, we're going to see a terrible buy here from Virtus.Pro. This should be round 6 for TSM. They have an advantage on the nades and the money. So Virtus.Pro going to be playing within their limits, though. Taz doing a really good job, able to use that close range to pick up a kill. Even Neo finds one, pushing through Radio. They find a lot of frags with these Mag 7s.
They've got the man advantage now.
And even the health advantage. So the problem is for the remainder of the Virtus.Pro lineup, they need to get those weapons. Or they don't need to, but it would really help.
It would definitely help, yeah, but the pressure's on TSM. They need to find these people, kill them. Or second option is to plant the bomb, but they don't want to do that because they have a man disadvantage. And now it's a 3 versus 1. Dupree is between a rock and a very hard place indeed. Pasha is just on point at the moment. Tags him again. Dupree 13 HP versus 2 fully HP'd up players with 5-7s. But they need to play together, Barley and Snacks, although Barley knows where Dupree is and he uses that to his advantage to finish off the round.
All right, that's how it kind of should have gone. But yeah, some easier rounds there for TSM with Virtus.Pro being crippled, and that was kind of the issue for Virtus.Pro, is that TSM were able to do so much damage on some of these rounds that they had that spot where they could instantly almost put Virtus.Pro into economic turmoil as soon as they won one round. And then that's when we started to see things get a little bit awkward for Virtus.Pro. So 10-5. TSM they have to feel really good about that. And going into the pistol, again, you know, it's just, we'll have to see how the pistol goes. It's obviously going to be have a huge impact on this first map. And let's see, what do we have? We've got some nades and snacks, smoke, flash, and an HE. Loads of decoys going in. And but where is Snacks going to throw his smoke? Snacks just threw his smoke, so I'm not sure where it was. Oh, was that smoke for Heaven? I think it was from Snacks. Not sure where he threw that from, but it is going to be a push into the ramp, and that's a great counter grenade from Zipnik, able to actually have a lot of impact. Oh, such good pistol work, and Zipnik holds it down. Bomb is there in the middle of the ramp room, very exposed. Has these Snacks left over.
Virtus.Pro just starting to slow things down here. Choose a different avenue. It's a 2v4, but again, it's a pistol round. All they need to do is one tap to the face. No helmets in this round at all. And Snacks has found a 5-7, which is massive. Going to be a much bigger clip in comparison to the USP that his teammates holding.
Oh, that's a nice boost. And I love how they found a 2-on-1 in a situation where they were 2-on-4. That's actually really awesome that they managed to do that. Now, did they anticipate
Device could
this?
fall as well if he goes to look outside.
James, this is some ninja business.
He could take an angle and see Device's foot as well. There he sees him. Down he goes. 30 seconds left. Now it's a 2 versus 2. This is getting really interesting.
That was
Didn't get there in the end.
That was like art. That was beautiful. They find the 2-on-1. They pick up the 5-7. They boost up to Heaven to get a quick, easy frag at the same time as a teammate then who boosted runs all the way around to come in for the the 2-pronged attack into the site. Now that is just, if that's not one of the most beautiful pistol rounds or mid-round calls on the pistol round, I don't know what it is. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was really good play by Virtus.Pro. Again, obviously they're going to be at a severe numbers disadvantage on ramp, so they ran away to kind of reset the situation. Found themselves an advantageous spot, but obviously TSM are going to have at least one person, probably 2, holding the bomb, so at least there's a trade there. Obviously you're not going to abandon the bomb. It's not schoolboy football here. Second frag went well. It's a shame that Taz couldn't find the third frag, but you have to give TSM credit there as well, because the player at the back of ramp positioned himself so he was behind the box, only exposed to the enemy that both players were engaging. So credit to both teams in how that round played out. Now we have one scout here on the CT side. Going to be held by Device. Kerrigan going with the MP7, which you do not see that often in competitive play.
To rear its head up more and more these days, it would seem. And, we do have Virtus.Pro down long now into that ever important control room, but pulling out the weapon at a poor timing is going to result in death. Certain death for these players on Virtus.Pro. Pasha spraying around with a P90, looking for some action with his Tech 9, but not to find much at this point. They know they've just got to play it slow here, and Neo obviously can be a bit of an X factor here, going to go straight for the plant, but he is surely done for. Neo gets taken down by the Vice, and he gets the second one too. Good stuff there with the Scout, and 7-10 as Virtus.Pro have to go for their full eco, and TSM well on their way back to equalizing this one.
Now you can see one example with the Tech 9 at the back of vents. The pre-fire with the Tech 9, I feel like is an example of where it might have too many bullets, because there's no like concept of conservation there at all. It's almost like an unlimited ammo, but you don't need to you don't need to ration your bullets as you might do with another gun. But hey, you have to pay for those bullets, right? So I guess it goes both ways.
And the Vice is he's putting a little bit of pressure, but he's got Cajun B on the angle to keep him safe, but it's just Glock, so he's looking pretty over, I have to say. And now Zipnik's going to finish off Neo's, just Bialy left, and that is going to be it for Virtus.Pro in this round. We do have our buy coming in for them, so what approach are they going to take? I would expect Pasha to want to pick up an AWP if someone has enough money. No one has enough money for one, so he's not going to get one. So they're just going to roll in with the AKs, and you can see the limited grenades on their side as well. So they've all got smokes though, so the opportunity to get the outside smokes is there.
There's nothing more annoying than wanting to buy an AWP and having 4,700 in the bank.
Yeah.
It really irritates me.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not doing this, I'm buying a pistol. It really pisses me off. So you can see the Vice holding the angle above the box, trying to catch someone as they peeked, but you can see Virtus.Pro did the peek well, so they were only exposed as they came down, not at the peak of the jump where they would have been there for half a second long enough to get tagged by the Vice. But he finds the first frag anyway. Pasha going down will be lamenting his lack of an AWP. But Snacks headed towards the ramp area at the moment. Taz though getting a frag outside, taking down the AWP. Maybe they'll pick it up if this round goes their way. But for now it's a 4v4. They are retreating, going back towards the lobby area, although nobody's holding it really at the moment. Snacks is in the radio room, but with a man down, I suppose the flank is unlikely here from TSM.
Yeah, just assessing the situation, and again, Virtus.Pro, they need some map control here. It's a good little incendiary thrown in there to kind of just make life a bit more awkward, because they know that they don't have map control yet of anything. So they're just trying to slow down the possibilities of where they could take. And Ramp is a good candidate here. We do see Zipniks now on the defense picking up one as they make their way in. But more players to deal with other than just Zipniks as Cajun B comes into play. Neo left now, and they're getting quite low at this point, but Cajun B gets the last laugh against Neo. And 10-9 now the score is TSM doing a fantastic job in this one.
I just want to show something quickly.
Okay.
Oh my god, please. Okay, here we go. Flying through the map, we're flying. Okay. I give up. Anyway, one thing I wanted to point out on the ramp was that you saw the Molotov was thrown in from the kind of the ramp area where you would hold an angle with an AWP. Then I think it was Zipniks there who changed his position and went behind a box afterwards. So they're going to be looking for him based on the trajectory of that grenade, but he positioned himself in an entirely different place, obviously being aware of that as well.
But it's always nice as well because the players have their eyes on the timer at all times. And so around that point, they could see that, okay, we know they're not outside. We know that they haven't pushed into hut yet. We know that they're not challenging on Squeaky. If they're not outside, they're probably going to be in lobby. And one of the biggest options for them is probably going to be taking ramp. So because, if, you know, or upper. So he throws in the cautionary incendiary at around like 40 seconds. And boom. That's exactly what they wanted to do, but applied much more pressure, damaged them a bit as they went for that push into ramp. It's just smart play, using the timer, understanding what you would do in your opponent's shoes.
Very quickly, if you're holding this angle on ramp, if they're pushing you, you can go to a more safer position and spray in the corner of this box, and you can just annihilate people with that as well. Just a little tip.
Okay, so we're back into the match, and TSM are close to tying this one up. I'm going to get the outside smokes here from Virtus.Pro, as they are looking to just cause a little bit of chaos. They want to get down into Secret for free, get those close ranges working in their favor. Or potentially they could actually wrap through the smokes into main also. That's another possibility to get some quick fights. Or they could just gun down device. They could just move through the smoke and just swarm the device if they really want to. And look, they actually are going to go in for device. And can they take him out? Pulls out the AWP. Oh, it looks like his teammate's going to support him, but he will go down, and they don't actually get to the AWP in time. But I like that idea, going for the AWP there, just playing for damage. Because if you got the AWP there in the hands of Pasha or somebody,
That looks like a scene from Grand Theft Auto. With those Tech 9s, I'm telling you, man, you never need to reload those babies. Just fire away without a care in the world. There's no downside to just running and shooting with them, and not only because of the spread, but because there's so many bullets.
Pasha with the AWP up onto Silo though, and Virtus.Pro looking for an early advantage, but not to be found just yet. Device as well, looking to lock down the ramp area at the moment, and there's a lot of time left in the rounds as both teams just kind of feel it out and play it passive. Yeah, trying to get some early damage in, and if early damage can be found, obviously it really helps when you eventually go for those rushes. It's not always about the frags early on. So far, neither team really sustaining any damage. We've got a little bit of a tag on stacks, but nothing much. Pasha is clearing every angle, but he spots the pixel and device goes down. Really nice one there from Pasha. And that's going to be outside completely open. TSM have no idea what's going on there now unless they've moved someone out there, which I believe that they have. So Virtus.Pro have an opening now. They've got 30 seconds, so they've got to make a move. And once again, Zipnik's going to throw the incendiary out on a similar timing, and he's going to catch one player at least. Could be more, though, for all he knows. And indeed, there is one more. But we do have the push also arriving on the upper area here as Carrigan rests on the site. Can they take this here? Here he goes to the peak, and he gets the bomb down. And that's it. Shut down. TSM again, able to win the round in excellent fashion. Virtus.Pro perhaps taking it a little bit too slow.
And Dog's going bananas. I think it needs to pee, Dan. That's the only reason it could be.
Is that the answer?
Someone's Dog's going bananas on the on TSM's side. Shoutouts to all those
Immunity
guys.
had a really
Immunity
close,
won, right?
really
But my team went down by 800 points.
They had a really close.
I don't
score,
understand
actually.
it.
We're back into the match here, guys.
I'm talking to Lepis about this.
Virtus.Pro, Team Solo Mid. It is map number 1. It is Nuke, and it is Star Series 12. And TSM are actually on a bit of a roll here. Got the momentum going for them. Virtus.Pro yet to pick up a round on their T side. And their rushes so far not proving all that effective either. And they're playing a bit of a slow game now. Trying to take some control outside. They got wall of smokes again.
Okay, so that's going to give an indication that there's at least one person outside, but now one has been seen in Squeaky that will raise questions for the CT side. Trades coming in 3 versus 3. You can see Zipnix is in position in case there's a rotate into the B-bomb site, but how will they defend A? The bomb is down in A. Zipnix has emerged out of the vent, hasn't been seen yet, gets a frag onto Snacks. Trade comes in from Biala. You can see the positioning of the CTs here. They've got one in heaven, but that is a nice plan, and he will not be able to stop it. So Pimp comes out early, but because of the positioning of Virtus.Pro, it's a 1v1 situation, and there's another one as well. So Virtus.Pro finally get their first round on the board. Let's have a look at the CT economy here. They can still get a full buyout, it seems.
Absolutely. So definitely feeling all right. Still TSM, but it's really nice for Virtus.Pro to pick that one up just there, because now we can see that if they're able to get that second one, boom, TSM are on eco. So that was a really important one for Virtus.Pro, as we're getting quite late into the match now. We've got 23 rounds now. We're into the 23rd rather, as Virtus.Pro once again going for the early bits of map control and a bit of spam through that squeaky door. You can see that early avoiding that is Dupree as he's up onto the hut now, as Virtus.Pro are creeping closer and closer, and Dupree would really like to be peeked here on the squeaky door. He's got such a strong angle to defend that from. Virtus.Pro waiting for TSM to actually throw more nades, waste more grenades just as now, and also to actually potentially maybe even go for a little bit of a peek. But You can see that grenade's really nice because not only is it smoking the hut, you can see it kind of expands out into the door position. So now Dupree is on top of the door. This is such an interesting way to play that with the smoke. And flashing outside for his teammates. So they're running out of grenades, and this is exactly what Virtus.Pro want before they actually go for their push.
Okay, let's have a look. There are 40 seconds left. Nobody's dead from either team. There's barely been any engagements either. In fact, only Cajun B and Baali Pasha have been slightly tagged, but really only Cajun B. 30 seconds remaining now. Finally, the first frag comes in. Pasha taking down Cajun B after all. So that's one person down towards the ramp area, but Zipnix is ready and waiting. There's the information for his team as well as the frags. Bomb is down on ramp. 2 more players there. Baali is in position on control, so they know that's clear. They only need to worry about a late flank from ramp and the vent area at the moment. 2 frags coming in now for TSM. 3 versus 2. 10 seconds left. Bomb does get planted. Can Snacks get into a useful position? Got to fake the toxic movement as Neo will be spotted in control. But again, that is an important area for him to hold. So trades again. 1 versus 2 now. Door has been closed. He has the window should he need it. Diffuse potentially coming in here. And Carrigan going to snap Neo's face in half. Looking at the door, goes straight to the window, finds the frag, and that is a round to TSM, which is going to put Virtus.Pro in an awkward situation.
That was a really, really well saved round by TSM. That was starting to look a bit dodgy. And again, TSM, had they lost that one, they would be in a really, really bad position because Virtus.Pro would start to get momentum on the map. And now TSM have a round in which, if they win it cleanly, they can again stave off that potential eco round if Virtus.Pro do eventually pick up a round. It's like, you know, they can avoid having to be ecoing and giving Virtus.Pro not only free economy, but a free round. So very important dynamic is that on a map such as this, when every single T-round counts. And Virtus.Pro have to pick up 6 to actually win. Here we go. Zipnix now in to defend the push, and excellent work here. Cajun B coming in from the side once again to shut down the ecoing players of Virtus.Pro. And now they're going to go for their buy. We still have the AWP on Pimp there. So AKs all around here for Virtus.Pro, and not all that many grenades. In fact, no grenades at all there for Taz. So Virtus.Pro, are they going to go with this time? It's hard to say exactly where they could find a weakness for against TSM at the moment. Of course, you know, Pimp is now in instead of Device, so you'd want to say that, okay, maybe that's going to be a bit more of their weakness, but Pimp's actually a really good player. So it's hard to live up to Device, but certainly wouldn't say it's a weakness.
I wonder if Pimp actually saw somebody run past just there. It's hard to tell with the X-ray, but TSM going to get 2 frags. Lots of time on the board for Virtus.Pro though to make a comeback here. Cajun B will finally get taken down, and there's a second frag as well. So 3 on 3 now. Still over a minute on the clock. Bomb still in possession of Virtus.Pro. Has been seen outside, however, so that will give the CT some information to play with to position themselves on. Shadows here. Look, you can see Zipnix trying to get the frag based on the shadows. Does find Neo. I'm not sure if he saw the other player pass him. Yeah, seems unsure, and it is going to be Taz. He does have the bomb, but how does he get it down? If he goes to B, he is pretty much dead.
We do have Taz left standing. He's got 35 seconds, been spotted now by the opposition. Zipnix going to make sure that Hell is on lock, and Dupree can basically get a free kill against Taz. There's almost nothing he can do. I think he must have seen him there. He heard he must have assumed that it was planted for upper, but then if he would have assumed that it was planted for upper, then he would have not gone back into toxic.
Dan, it makes no sense.
It literally makes about as much sense as the reason why Pimp is subbing in for Device.
Maybe, actually the only way that makes sense is if he thought that either Taz had come off the bomb to try and engage him, or thought that he would come off the bomb.
It looked like he didn't see him, but he definitely heard a plant.
He did scan past, actually, all the way to the right, which doesn't really make any sense. So
never mind. We have Virtus.Pro on a terrible buy, trying to force it up here. Of course, getting the bomb down did enable them to get something going here, and it makes a lot of sense, because if they win the round, that's great. If they lose a round, they still have the consecutive round loss bonus to help them out in the buy.
Look where Pimp is. Look how he got here so fast as well. Completely unspotted. Look at Pasha, happy as can be, just dilly-dallying outside of grenades. He will be heard to Pimp's right as well. Pimp will be worrying about his left, but takes down the frag as the push comes in towards the A-bomb site from the remaining players.
And it's looking good here for the Danes. So in mid, able to pick up all the kills. Just Neo left, and he's soon to be dealt with as well. over in the hut. And there it is. Pimp will eliminate him.
So it's match point for the Danish players. Now, one player and one dog down.
One dog down.
Dog dos.
Where's what? One dog down.
Well, they had a dog. Now they don't have a dog because the dog's left with the player down. So they are one dog down as well as a player down.
Did he really leave to walk the dog?
Well, he left because the dog was like, woof, I suppose. But anyway, Virtus.Pro backs against the wall. Only have 2 AKs to try and muster a fight here. These Tech 9s are going to have to try and close the distance to do the damage we know they can do. We saw they tried to do that on the eco on the ramp, but TSM were more than prepared for it. So I have to see what the strategy is on this occasion. But Snacks has gone for a sneaky smoke into Squeaky, made it down the vent as well. I'm not sure if they have any idea about this. So they're going for some investigation. Now Pasha going to get the kill from towards the ramp area. It looks like Virtus.Pro not out of this first game just yet. Again, this is a best of 3.
Pasha going to be able to impale Carrigan on his AK-47. There is, but it's pretty pick up around. So lots of economy left for Team Solo Mid to get the buys going.
You know, we demonstrated that smoke and nade.
Yeah, actually, when Flipside were playing earlier, I was able to actually throw back to some of that 30-minute chat that we had about Nuke and T rounds on Nuke and stuff.
I was listening, Dan. I was proud.
Oh, you were listening to that.
I was tuned in. I was on the internet.
On the plane.
No, I was at home by that time.
Okay. All right. Well, we're into what could be potentially last round here for Virtus.Pro, unless they're able to break TSM here, who have definitely more buys than them, I think. Well, it would be maybe not actually. Yeah.
Oh, look at smoke again, but this time Carrigan gets the right timing to find the frag anyway. Snack's going for a. What's the one before a 3-peat? Anyway, whatever it is, they are 2 men down here. Again, it is game point to TSM.
Oh, Zipnix is in a nice spot there. Just that gap of the smoke, he's able to catch players as they push through, gets Taz, and now they're down to 2 players. Before they've even done anything, they're all getting picked off one by one, and this is really the strength of this Dignitas lineup. Very strong on those individual plays, and there it is. TSM going to win map number 1. It's Nuke.